take you seriously.
Great. Anybody else? It could be in
Unless
any
you keep
context.
your defense systems alive, it's not possible to save your country and keep your country in peace. So that has to be really, really, really strong for us to go ahead and enjoy peace with everyone.
Absolutely correct. In any other context, see, this is not just about defense and defense strategies. This could be applicable anywhere. So first we have to make ourselves strong, right? If we are rich, then we can talk about feeding the poor, something of that sort. I mean, it can be in any context. So in that way, anyone else would like to give their opinion about these words? I would request the guests to participate. Rashmi, Hitesh, Shri.
Maybe an add-on will be on self-peace. If you don't have your self-peace and if you don't love your own self, you won't be able to give that love to anyone else.
Very good, very good.
And I believe, am I audible?
Audible.
Yes.
I believe in quality rather than quantity. So I believe a leadership should, or the leadership at top of a country should focus more on managing the population so that whatever population we have is manageable and we give quality life to them. And that's how we will become strong, rather than letting everyone have free for all kind of population explosion, and it deprives us of all the opportunities in education or in hospitals, wherever, all the public conveniences are affected if there is overcrowding of the people. So population is where I will focus as a leader.
Okay. Wow, well said. That's a good thing that we all have our perspectives about it. Wonderful.
Rashmi also wants to share.
Yeah, okay, Rashmi. What is your understanding? What is the context, the context of understanding?
As per me, earlier India in globally, it was not respected, and India needs to follow other country like Western world. But now, as India has proven its credibility, so these countries are giving us the right to choose and stand our own point of view. So power matters a lot, and if we are not powerful, or it doesn't show our credibility, no one will recognize our value. So powers matters. Still, yes, that's my conclusion.
Absolutely correct. Because we have reached a certain level. That's the reason why countries are sitting up and taking notice of us. Wonderful. Great. Thanks for sharing your perspectives. I have many such sentences and quotes to ponder on. But before that, let us move on with today's meeting proceedings. Toastmaster meetings consists of three main areas. We are very well aware of this, but I would like to, since we have guests, let us go through whatever is required to be said. First would be the prepared speeches round, where we will have members delivering speeches from their respective pathways project, and our team of evaluators would be evaluating the speeches. Then comes the table topics round, but today we will not be having the table topic round as most of our members are occupied elsewhere. And the third portion and the backbone of a Toastmasters meeting is the evaluation session, where speech performances will be evaluated. In our normal sessions, the All Elite Advanced sessions, we also have the table topics evaluated, since it's an advanced club. Having said that, as we are short of role players, we will focus only on the prepared speeches and the speech evaluations. Another part is we will also miss having an R counter and a grammarian for today's session. But any which ways, we are here. Let us participate. The show must go on. We have a timer, Toastmaster Akshay.
I think just to add on, in advanced, we really need not have an R counter, but still if it is there, it's fine in a grammarian. That's fine.
Okay, thank you so much, Phalgunan, Dr. Toastmaster Phalgunan. Let me call on our timer, Toastmaster Akshay, to tell me what he thinks about this particular saying or quote. Toastmaster Akshay, none can destroy iron, but its own rust can. Likewise, none can destroy a person, but his own mindset can. Can you tell us something? What is your perspective on this?
Sure. Thank you, Nirrmala, for the opportunity. Just let me confirm that if I'm audible.
Yes.
All right. So I believe, like, as we said, right, one person's mindset can definitely destroy them. For example, if we are, as our theme today, right, there are a lot of opportunities. And if we think that we will someday take an opportunity today, I don't want to. And today we pass on this. Maybe we'll always be in this mindset to continue to pass on the opportunities, and we might never be able to get any opportunity and try to move forward or try to progress or try to even demonstrate what our skills are or maybe learn new things. So this is the mindset problem which we have. So for example, if today I decide, okay, an opportunity is knocking at my door, but let me not do it or get involved today because I'm not free or I have some other commitments, let me pass this. This becomes like a habit because of our mindset. So it's best, you may be solid like an iron, you may be strong as an iron, but in the event if your mindset is to just keep procrastinating or a mindset is very firm, then it will definitely become a rust which will start to degrade you. So that is my perspective.
Absolutely
Now,
correct.
to get on with the objectives of the role. So as your timer today, I shall be timing the most part of the meeting, how the meeting segments proceed throughout the duration, as well as each speaker's time. Since today we have two speakers whose both the speech times will be between 5 to 7 minutes. So I shall be showing the green card on my screen at 5 minutes, the yellow card at 6th minute, the red card at 7th minute. Since I'm going to use an automated video, which will be running at 5, 6, 7, after 7 minutes, when the 30-second grace period ends, you will see a card which says that time is up. And that time the video will be turned to a blank blue screen. And you can still continue your speech if you have anything, but that would be an intimation that your grace period has also completed. So trying something new today just to see how this works, because this is the platform to experiment. So I wish all the speakers all the very best and looking forward to see how my experiment will bring the results in the end. Back to Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Akshay. You're right when you say that if we get into the loop of procrastination, we get into the loop of self-destruction. Thank you. Before we move on to our prepared speeches, can I ask our guests to say a few words on what brought them to this platform and what are they expecting from here? So Rashmi, you can come first.
Girija ma'am brought me to this platform, this Toastmaster Club of meeting. And definitely I came here to improve my English and communication skills. And I'm here to learn also, because I think you all are so wow. Means you are an advanced club, then definitely I can get something from you, something learning. Thank you.
Thank you,
Excuse me,
Rashmi. You are
I
wow
just
too.
want to say something. Rashmi is from a Hindi Toastmasters club, and
Okay.
till she joins because she says she wants to improve her English. I really admire that. Have you completed 2 levels, Rashmi, in your any pathway?
Yes, I have completed almost my first pathway. No, not pathway,
Level.
level project.
First level.
Yes.
Okay, okay. Yes, thank you.
This is for
Because
you,
your
Rashmi.
eligibility is you have to complete 2 levels, and then you can become a member. But at least you can always attend the meetings like this. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Toastmaster for over an year. That's the second. She
So-
has been a Toastmaster for over a year.
Are you a Toastmaster for more than a year, Rashmi?
No, not more than a year.
Not more than.
It's still, yeah.
Okay, okay. I did not. Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
Can we have Hitesh say something?
Yeah. So Yes, I keep coming whenever I get an opportunity. Although, people are not organizing much meetings as I expect. But although I'm not paying, so I'm not about to say anything on that. Uh, but yeah, I learn a lot because I also attend meetings of other Toastmasters club, which are normal Toastmasters club. So there I see evolved people might not be disciplined about stuff, although they are very skillful. But here the transition is very smooth, although the meeting structure is different. The transitions that happens are very smooth. Once I get into it, I never know how time flies. So that's what I'm here to learn. Thank you so much. Back to you.
Thank you, Hitesh, for your feedback. Yeah, we are a weekly club. It's 2 meetings in a month. Since most of the members here are dual members, so they have their own club meetings, and then we have this advanced meeting also. So that is one of the reasons you see us meeting only twice a month. Wonderful. Let more members come. We'll meet every week. Wonderful. Mariamma, we met recently. It was really nice meeting you.
Same here,
Please give
same
us
here,
your-
same here.
Yeah.
So I have attended this meeting because I got to meet you, I got to meet Phalgun, and I know Girija, we have been meeting online. So it's a pleasure, and I heard so much about elite Toastmasters, and I wanted to experience, and hence I have joined this meeting as a guest. That how is one speaker being evaluated by 3 different evaluators, and what are the feedbacks? I would like to learn. So hence I joined this meeting. Thank you so much for inviting all of you.
Thank you, Mariamma. I would also like to extend a warm invitation or warm welcome for you guys, for you Toastmasters, to attend our next meeting. This meeting, we don't have the complete, as I said before, some of our people are doing some other things. So hence, we don't have too many people attending the meeting today. But please definitely come for the next meeting so that you see the entire, right from the prepared speeches to the table topics to the evaluations, everything. You get to enjoy each and every portion of Toastmasters, sessions of Toastmasters.
Definitely,
Wonderful.
definitely. Even Atul, I forgot to mention Atul.
Yes.
He's a fantastic
Atul also
speaker.
was.
Phalgun is a fantastic speaker. You are a fantastic evaluator. We missed evaluation from Girija ma'am. So would love to listen to all of you, the experts.
Wonderful.
And we liked your emotional outburst as well. It was so natural. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay, moving forward, we have 2 prepared speeches. Ideally, this session was mainly to help our area contest winners prepare for their division contest. We have Girija also attending, giving her speech at the division level, and Atul also is preparing for his speech. Timer, could you give us the timing for our speakers?
As I said, the speech time is 5 to 7 minutes. I
Okay.
shall, yeah. The
Thank
cards.
you so much, Toastmaster Akshay. I would like to call on our first speaker, Toastmaster Atul Srivastava, to deliver his speech. But before that, something for you, Toastmaster Atul. Somebody said, and a very eminent personality said this, you can do what I cannot do. I can do what you cannot do. But together we can do great things. First and foremost, could you tell me who said this? And what is your perspective on this? A very eminent personality. She was the light of India. We can't hear you.
Light of India or Nightingale of India?
Not Nightingale, but she did a lot for humanity. For the
Mother
children.
Teresa? Mother Teresa? No.
Absolutely correct.
Okay.
Absolutely correct.
Sometimes my GK books are kind of closed for a long time, so I'm out of touch, but thanks for that. And okay, yeah, you will hear more about together what we can do in my speech, which I'm going to deliver. Our 5 fingers are different, but together they can do a lot of things. They can hold.
No, it is you can do many things that I cannot do. I can do some things that you cannot do, but together we can do a lot of great things.
Yes, my answer to that would be, Nirmala, that each one of us is a unique personality, unique ability, unique set of skills. And it is totally impossible for me to know everything, to master everything. So, it is always to work in a team, and whatever is my gap will be filled by my team member, and whatever is his or her gap would be filled by me. So yes, I agree with you that everything I cannot do, but with others I can do whatever I cannot do. So yes, I agree with your proposition.
Great. Wonderful. Having said this, Toastmaster Atul, your speech topic is, the title of your speech is Challenges and Opportunities. Challenges and Opportunities, Toastmaster
I have
Atul.
to first call Sapna to share the project objectives.
I just wanted to understand, do we ask for the speech objectives?
Yes, there is a speech objective.
Okay.
There is.
No,
Okay,
because, yeah.
Apology. I don't have the speech objectives.
You
I'm
can see
sorry.
the chat.
I
Okay.
had to inspire your audience is the speech objective.
Got it. I'm just downloading. Apologies for that.
And Tech Master, can you check my audio visual? I'm audible and visible. Can somebody confirm I'm audible and visible?
Yes.
Yes, you are. Okay. Madam Toastmaster, you can hand it over to me and then I can state the objectives.
Yes, if you could, Toastmaster Sapna, Ohri, could you please read out the speech objectives for Toastmaster Atul?
Sure. Toastmaster Atul is attempting inspire your audience project. It's a project from Visionary Communication Level 3, Project 3. The purpose statement is, the purpose of this project is for the member to practice writing and delivering a speech that inspires others. The purpose of the speech is for the member to inspire the audience. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sapna. So, Toastmaster Atul, challenges and opportunities. Challenges and opportunities, Toastmaster Atul.
I love playing table tennis. This TT ball represents challenges and opportunities life has thrown at me. I hit each ball to reverse the incoming challenges and convert incoming opportunities into the winning stroke. Ta, ta. Toastmasters and dear guests, good evening. The other day, someone asked me, is marriage a challenge or an opportunity? Anyway, please catch this ball. This is marriage. Now, friends, catch this ball. This is the World Championship of Public Speaking. All the best. The challenging balls came spinning in early in my life when my grandfather, extremely rich grandfather, lost his life and all his property during World War II in Burma. This misfortune forced my father into a hand-to-mouth existence while struggling to support his brothers and sisters, including his family. As a teenager, I would often worry, how would I survive in this competitive world? As a vernacular student, I would mentally translate my science books into English. This habit would help me in my pre-exam revisions and would also save on my Rapidex English speaking course. Ha, ha. During my times, there were very few engineering colleges with affordable fees. To get admission, one had to study and master numerous voluminous science and math textbooks from 11th and 12th standards together. I longed for peace in my small, humble home. But the noisy street and neighbors' fight would steal my peace. My painful, challenging circumstances would damage my psyche. I didn't have a music system to relax with, but my mosquitoes friends will play music in my ears and provide a free acupuncture services. I would get up suddenly in the night and murmur, God, why you chose me to face all this trouble? I was romancing stress and was so much blinded by it that I almost ended my life. A probable outcome of an affair. Tuck, tuck. As a 17-year-old, I went to a shop and asked for a strong rope. The shopkeeper inquired, why? I said, I want to fasten my cow with this rope. You don't look like a cowboy. Somehow, he sold me the rope. Since I was angry with God, I went straight to a place of worship in the night, but the compound was locked. Every time I wanted to jump in with my rope, a security guard on patrol would come nearby. While this hide and seek was on, the flashes of my mother and father flashed in my mind. My inner voice echoed, Atul, don't devastate your already challenged parents. You are a fool. I got hold of myself and my life turned out really cool. My continued hard work with dedication earned me many accolades in my academic, professional, and social domains. I learned the values of flexibility and accommodativeness. Yoga and meditation further helped me. God gave both challenges and opportunities to me. An economically challenged person turned the tables with his perseverance. I feel humbled. He has seen 35 countries and worked with 77 nationalities. A happy family man, a PhD holder, he is a subject matter expert in safety, environment, and quality management. He was going to waste this precious life and miss this beautiful world. Friends, our fingers are different, but together they can hold a bat. Similarly, our challenges and opportunities are different, and together they make us an experienced, better player in life. Don't let challenges defeat us, and don't miss opportunities. Life is a game. Let's enjoy it. Tuck, tuck. Please repeat after me. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
I forget that I'm mute. Thank you, Toastmaster Atul. What a speech. I think in every session we know a little more about you, and this is something that was a secret. Wow, well rendered. Wonderful. Moving on to our next speaker. We have another Toastmaster, very eminent
1 minute
Toastmaster.
of silence.
Oh yes, I'm so sorry. Can we have 1 minute of silence to give feedback for our speaker? Everyone can give the feedback on chat. Please let us know when the 1 minute is over. All right. Moving on to our next speaker. Can I request Toastmaster Sapna to please read out the speech objectives for Toastmaster Girija?
We don't have, I think, Girija, this is your division level speech, right?
Yes, I'm practicing the.
So, yeah. So Toastmaster today, it's a practice speech for Girija.
It's a practice speech. Wonderful. So let us welcome our club president, Toastmaster Girija, who will be giving her speech that she will be giving at the contest. But before that, one for you, Toastmaster Girija. My favorite person, an eminent personality. His heart is made of, his heart is like he's like a coconut, inside soft, outside iron and steel. Some words that he has said, I don't believe in taking right decisions. I take decisions and then make them right. Who is he? And what is your perspective on this, Girija?
I'm not aware.
I've already given you a hint. He's like a coconut. Inside, soft, outside, iron and steel. Made of iron and
Amit Shah?
steel. Sorry?
Amit Shah, our Home Minister.
Mr. Ratan Tata.
Okay, got it. Okay, got it.
All right.
I don't
So what
perceive
is
him
your
even
perspective?
outside so iron because he's so gentle. And that's
Yeah,
it.
iron and steel is what I
Yeah,
said.
he's a company. Yeah, got
The
it.
company.
Yeah, person as he is, he's soft from outside as well as
Soft,
inside.
he's soft. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Do you want me to
Thank you.
say it once again? I don't believe in taking right decisions. I take decisions and then make them right.
Absolutely. I totally agree with it because just less in the beginning, Atul was talking about you take a decision. Atul and Akshay were talking about it. They said, if you give an excuse that you cannot do something, then you will keep on doing that. But if you take a decision that I am going to do it, and then you have to keep your word to yourself, not for others. You have to face yourself in the mirror. So at least for that reason, you have to make promises which are high, dreams which are big, and which are inclusive for everybody. And then we will definitely put ourselves to achieve them. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Girija. Well said, as always. Toastmaster Girija, my mother, my maker. My mother, my maker, Toastmaster Girija.
Thank you. Shall I start?
Yes, please.
A mother is not a person to lean on. A mother is someone who makes leaning unnecessary, said Dorothy Fisher, an educational reformer and an American author of the early 20th century. Dear Toastmasters, how did my mother make leaning unnecessary? How did she make me self-reliant and independent? I will narrate two incidents. The year was 1988, 34 years back. I went through a divorce. The word divorce was mostly unheard of in those days in our circles. Tongues started wagging. We were flooded with advice, solicited, unsolicited. There was one relative who would come in very often and keep on talking about this because he was concerned about me. A big burly man with a booming voice. One day I was sitting with my mother, my small baby on my lap, putting her to sleep. And the man came in an agitated state. He was a relative. And he said to my mother, do you know her husband is 36 years old, ex-husband, and he's getting married in a few days? My parents nodded. What are you doing about it? My mother said like this. So he said, this girl, she's just 29 and she has got 2 children, encumbrances, burden because they're girls. Who is ever going to marry her? I suggest you adopt the children and get her married. She's so beautiful and talented. I was so shocked. I looked at my mother and my eyes brimming with tears. I nodded, and my mother gave me a reassuring look, and she said to him, Seshadri, see, cages are made in the minds. He don't decide for her that the children will be her burden and nobody will marry her. And then she turned immediately to me in front of him and she said, Girija, I've heard a story. A little ant carries a huge leaf, and everybody who looks at the ant says, what nonsense, why is this ant carrying this huge burden? It is only slowing it down. But then the ant was continuing, and wherever it would see huge cracks on the floor, it would place the leaf, walk on that, and then again go to the other side, pick up the leaf and walk with single-minded focus. Life is like that. All relationships are mutually supportive. If a person is sensible, he will see that your children are invaluable assets and he will marry you with them. If nobody does, who cares? Who wants to marry a person who shuns responsibilities? She said that. At that moment, my mother taught me a great value, how to identify a person by his sense of responsibility. Now, cut to her age when she was 70. She was detected with mouth cancer. And she never said, why me? Why did I get mouth cancer? I never taken any tobacco product. She said very calmly, God is giving me notice period. He's saying, get ready. That's okay. But fortunately for us, only with radiotherapy, she recovered because the diagnosis was very early. But 7 years later, again, it resurfaced and it was breast cancer. And she was being wheeled in for the surgery. And we were looking at her all distraught, devastated, completely disarmed. She looked at us and she said, don't feel sad or angry if anything happens to me. I have lived a full life. And she took out from behind her pillow this. And she said, the divine beings have blessed me with such a beautiful family, full of love, and I've enjoyed this life. What more do I need? So if I get another lease of life, it is a bonus. And she did come back and we had 1 year of blissful life. So she gave us at that point of time the value for dealing with life, that is love and faith. Dear friends, a mother wears many hats. She is a master chef, she's an assistant chef, she's a nurse, she's a teacher, she's a wardrobe designer, she's a financial planner, she's a motivator, counselor, a person who gives shoulders to cry on. But at the same time, all these roles, they make you a better person, they make you grow intellectually, and then also physically, and you begin to lean on her. So what is it that my mother did that made this leaning unnecessary? She instilled those value systems. She helped me face the outer world to understand how to understand people. That is the value system of the sense of responsibility of a person. She helped me cope with my inner world to understand how to deal with life. That is the value system of love and faith. So these value systems made me stable, they made me strong, they made me self-reliant. And because of that, I am able to face through thick and thin. So my mother, my maker. Over to you.
Let us give 1 minute for everyone present here to give our speaker evaluation. You can give it directly to Toastmaster Girija on chat. I request our timer, Toastmaster Akshay, to give the timing taken by both the speakers. Toastmaster Akshay?
Hello, am I audible?
Audible.
Yeah. So speaker 1 took 6 minutes, 38 seconds. Speaker 2 took 6 minutes, 20 seconds.
Fabulous. Toastmaster Girija, I've listened to your speech twice, but each time I listen to it, it gives me goosebumps. Thank you so much. Before we begin with the evaluations, I would like to welcome another guest, Toastmaster Dattatreya. Welcome. Can you hear us?
Yes, yes.
All right. Thank you so much. Please be with us. We want to hear your feedback on the session. Moving
Okay,
forward,
okay.
yeah, thank you. Moving forward, this is for any of you. One is never afraid of the unknown. One is afraid of the known coming to an end. Who has said this? And what is your understanding? One is never afraid of the unknown. One is afraid of the known coming to an end. This is deep philosophy. Anyone? It's a comfort zone where we operate from. The known coming to an end. It is the people are not very happy with change, to adapt to change. It is all about that. Think about it. Think about it. Get your gaze in motion. Anyone? Give it
I
a
have just Google it. Can I say?
Oh, you just Googled it. Thank you so much. Yes, of course. Please, Hitesh.
So, Mr. Krishnamurti,
Yes, absolutely right. Absolutely right. And so what does it mean? Your perspective.
yeah, I think every species has this integrated in their own, that everyone fights for the survival, right? So there is something which gives the sense of and become very defensive. In our day-to-day lives, we say it ego because we are now more cultured.
Okay, that's a good perspective. Anything else? I gave you some tips also, right? Anyone else? Girija, Toastmaster Akshay, Toastmaster Nirrmala, Dattatreya, Sapna, Atul. Where is Jayashree? I can't see her. Sorry. Anyone?
Couldn't pay much attention as I was shifting from one position to another. As I was standing and then I came to sit.
So one is never afraid of the unknown. When you know something, better the devil you know than the devil you don't.
Right.
That's another saying.
Right.
One is afraid of the known coming to an end. So when you feel something is coming to an end, we hold on to things, right?
Yes.
We hold on to things. We don't want it to go. We are afraid that when it goes, what will happen?
Yeah. So I can speak on that. So we always say that when one door closes, there is so many windows open. But we are always looking at the closed door and we are worried what will happen. That door is closed for me. Now my life is gone. But we are not looking at the so many windows that are opening for us or even some other door opening for us. So we are used to or habituated to something which is sometimes not even working for us. And just out of habit, we continue with that. So it could be a broken marriage, like in the case of just now we saw the Shraddha, we see that. So everywhere we see this, people holding on to jobs which are very toxic, environments which are very toxic, just because they are afraid of new environments. So anywhere we have to understand that there are good people everywhere and there are good experiences everywhere. It is for us to be open to them and be ready to plunge in. That's it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Wow, that's a good perspective. Wonderful. Anybody else wants to speak?
just one take that just last week when I got an opportunity to anchor one of the events in our company, I happened to disclose this to my friend. And instead of congratulating me, she just said that, oh, I'm jealous of you. And after that, I informed one of my another friend that, oh, this friend of mine, instead of congratulating me, she said, I'm jealous of you. So he was mentioning that, you know what, it's good that she upfrontly she informed you that she's jealous, instead of and that means you are knowing that she doesn't like that fact. So it's a known thing that she doesn't like it, instead of unknowingly, backbiting you or saying bad things about you. She upfrontly told you this. So these are known enemies, so keep aware of that. So that is my take on this topic.
Can I say something here?
Yes.
Even saying that when a person says, I'm jealous of you, it actually means that the person admires what you're doing. I cannot probably come up to that level to do what you have been doing. So the person is expressing the appreciation. That is how I would look at it.
Yeah,
Completely.
it is another way of saying I want to emulate you.
Want to be you, and I can't be
Emulate
you.
you.
You are really great. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes,
These are the
absolutely
different
correct. Thank
perspectives
you so
people
much.
have on a certain sentence or a certain something that a person has said. So wonderful, very nice. I mean, it's not just one thing, there are so many different ways to look at something that is said. Wonderful. Now, moving forward, it's time for evaluations. Can I have the timers report for the evaluations? Timing for evaluations?
Sure. For the speech evaluations, every evaluator or every coach, as I would say, delivery coach, content coach, and lead coach will have 2 minutes each. I will show the green card at 2. Sorry, I'll show the green card at 1 minute. 1.5 minutes, it will be the yellow card, and at 2 minutes, it will be the red card. So please limit your comments within 2 minutes. After that, you would have 30-second grace period. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you. Thank you. Now I would like to welcome our evaluators. First, let us join hands together to welcome our lead coach, Toastmaster Sapna, who along with her team will evaluate our speakers.
Thank you so much.
Something for you, Toastmaster Sapna, but that I will be giving to you at the end of the evaluation.
Sure, definitely. Thank you so much for that, Toastmaster of the day. I will first call upon our content coach, which is Toastmaster Akshay, to give away the evaluation for our speaker one, Atul. Sorry, Akshay, you're not audible.
Am I audible?
It's very low, but I don't know.
Hello.
Yeah,
Now
better. Thank you.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and speaker Atul. What to say about the content, as the content is the king or the queen of your speech. I loved a couple of elements in your speech, which were the power of word plays which you had. Every time you use them, the first and second word separated by an and, you had emphasis on both the aspect so that they are clearly audible to any speaker, any member in the audience. Second thing which I loved was when you were saying tuck, tuck, those actions were in sync with the expressions on your face and your content. The beautiful description of how you were able to communicate with the shopkeeper to get the rope was well portrayed. I could visualize myself right standing beside you because of your content. That helped. Now let us look at the areas where I felt a bit disconnect while you were transitioning from one idea to the next. First one, when you mentioned about the adversary or the challenges which you faced and what you wanted to do, the rope part, after that, I felt you immediately moved to the opportunities which you got, that you have been PhD holder, you have been in the field of fire safety since long. There was no transition. What I would have loved if you could transition, because the challenge was described. but the opportunities was just listed down. So if we can describe one of the opportunities and then say, similarly to these, like this opportunity, I have done all this, because you had time on your hand, which was almost about a minute. So this transition, as the challenge was descriptive, which took some time, you can have a opportunity also described so that it is understood by me, and then you can mention the various different opportunities. The second thing, when you're mentioning about the hands which you can hold the bat, over there what I felt was you said the bat can be one of the opportunities. You can also describe over there how, if this hands I leave, maybe the bat, if it falls down, that can be a challenge. You can describe the challenge and both, so that the bat prop which you have, it goes well on the challenge and it goes with the opportunities, because that was the crux of message of your speech, that you should take challenges and opportunities and move on with your life. So that is all from my side, and back to the lead coach.
Thank you very much. I just wanted to check who is checking the timing.
I am checking the timing. I was 2 minutes 31 seconds. So I got this.
Okay, because the cards didn't show up, that's why I was asking. All right. So I'll now move on to our delivery coach, Phalgunan.
Thank you, Sapna. Toastmaster Atul. A very good use of prop of a table tennis racket and a ball. However, one mistake which happened is, as you started, the table tennis ball was kept like this, which is right in front of your face. So your face got blocked in the process. Smile was used nicely in between the speech, especially when you were speaking about your childhood days. The hand gestures, I felt, needs to be more relevant and more meaningful. See, and all throughout the speech, there was continuous movement. We were hardly at one place, which at times is important so that the audience can focus on you. When there is continuous movement, it can somewhat reduce the effectiveness of what is the message that is to be delivered. There was only once when I felt you were concentrated at one place where you said that message about, I'm going to end my life, and you came closer to the camera. That was done very well. I felt even the prop could have been used when you spoke about safety or other things, two other things which you spoke about, which you were doing. I think the props could have been used there. And also, when you ended your speech, you were not facing straight to the audience. It was slightly tilted like this. And then you are, thank you, you closed. So that's another one observation which I had, which you can be conscious about. You can start the speech being at one place, steady, focused, and again, at least end, and in between, have moments when the transition is there and more impactful. The hands are just moving like this more often, up, down, also. So that can be more used in a planned manner, and what is the emotion that you want to convey. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you so much for that, Phalgunan. Thank you so much for that. Distinguished Toastmaster Atul, you had two purpose statements today, so I will only reiterate the two purpose statements since everything else has been covered. The first one was for you to practice writing and delivering a speech that inspires others. So if I look at the practice writing, then I would say that you really had a very beautiful analogy of a table tennis game, and you actually made all of us realize that life is like a game. And I was actually thinking that you hit the ball with the bat, it goes to someone, it goes to the other player, and the other player on the other side is your life. And then the life throws another volley at you, and you're not really sure whether it's going to be at the same pace, it's going to be faster, it's going to be slower. So that analogy was really beautiful, and I was really looking forward for an amazing speech according to that. As the content coach has already mentioned, right, the transition was missing out there. Because when you started out with that beautiful analogy of table tennis, you straight away went into your life. I loved hearing the dilemma. Obviously, I was expecting that you'll take us to that height, that climax, and then you'll drop a bomb. which makes us feel that you hit the rock bottom, and that's where the most inspirational story is going to come out as to what Atul did. When life threw that volley at you, volley of that ball back at you, what did you do? So did you inspire the audience? Your purpose, second purpose. Yes, 80%. 20% missing. Why? Because you tried to connect. And this is the reason why I did not probably wanted to be the lead evaluator today, because I have heard your speech before and I knew that I'm going to be biased. But when I listen to both the evaluators here, and when I'm remembering the speech in my mind, I literally, from one point of wherein you wanted to study hard, how your struggles were, you straight away went into your time when you fell in love and you wanted to commit suicide, and then you went into yoga. That transition was missing for me. It went like this. I wanted it to be like, let it sink in, let the troubles sink in, because that is what is more inspiring. Let the audience connect with your problems. That is what is inspiring. Let the audience cry with you, laugh with you, get hurt with you. That is what inspires the audience most. So I hope that you will take care of this feedback and come back with a bang. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day. Oh, I'll take it back from me again. All right, sorry about that. Okay, so for our speaker number 2, Toastmaster Girija, I will request our content coach Akshay to please give away the feedback.
All right. Am I audible once again?
Yes.
And I will have to do some jugaad.
Akshay, be a little louder, because somehow it happens that it just...
All right. Once again, good evening to each and every one of you and Speaker Girija. Speaker Girija, glad to know that you have polished your content for the speech which you have delivered in the contest. Couple of points which I loved about the content was the flow, how it flowed from one idea to the another. There was a clean flow. I could relate how you were describing your mother, what all she did, and how you got the core aspects, like you mentioned love and care, and how hope turned out, and then you went into the confusion. So that was structured well. The second element which I loved was the way you synced it with your deliveries. There were effective pauses when you wanted the content to be highlighted, emphasized. So that was done well. Now, if I have to share any recommendations, this is just one area wherein you are describing your mother, right? When you personify her, as in not directly stating your mother, you're using an example. At that time, what happens is, like, I miss out on the content. Like, what I would say, I was a bit of surprised, like how that came suddenly. So you start with your mother, but then an example comes in, which is personified example, and then you go back to your mother. So that personified example which comes in middle, over there, that disconnect is there. That's what I felt today. So maybe when you are sharing a personified example, you relate it and give a smoother transition, so that, yes, when you are speaking about your mother with examples, it is known, yes, you are still speaking about your mother and not someone else. So that is one thing which I would like to mention. Otherwise, most of the content was beautiful. Love to hear you. There were good emphasis given, which definitely helped me. I've heard this speech now multiple times. So it is glad to see that you have incorporated all other feedback which you have received over the course of time. Incorporating this just one element, which is when you are using a personified example, that time it is very clear that yes, it is, you are still speaking about your mother and how she has been for you. Otherwise, all the best. Good luck, and back to Toastmaster.
Thank you so much for that.
I again forgot to start the time.
That's perfectly fine. I think I hand it over to delivery coach Phalgunan.
Thank you. Lead coach Sapna. Speaker Girija, you are going to be giving a speech as an online contestant, and which means that your hands, your upper body, all needs to be visible to the audience. However, today, when you give the speech, you were too close to the camera. So you will have to understand and identify the exact spot from where you will have to give your speech. Else, your body language is missed out, not fully seen. As you started, the first sentence, you seemed uncomfortable. So maybe that it gave a feeling that maybe you have added that it's a new thing. We're not in the flow, natural flow. And also the eye contact slightly deviated, which gave the appearance as if you're reading out somewhere. So your eye contact was not with the camera at the beginning, especially when you read about the quote and you spoke about your names. Also, the pace of your delivery, the first 2-3 sentences was quite fast, with no full stop. That's an area which you can observe. And then when you settled down and towards the mid portion, it came out as a beautiful flow. There was voice modulation, which was used effective, and a great clarity in each and every words that you spoke. What could have been done more is you could have introduced, you had the character, you could have done a role play with that character. And a voice modulation there as well. You spoke about what that other character did or said, but can you enact it? That would be one aspect which I would suggest. And also, Toastmaster Girija, there was hardly any movement from your side at one spot standing. So maybe you want to look at that aspect, which may be important, whether you want to go back or to come forward to the camera, somewhere to highlight the important aspect. The emotion of sadness was all throughout, but there were also happy moments in the speech. So maybe you can look at changing your expression there. And surely you made me cry. And thank you. Back to you, Ms. Sapna.
Thank you so much for that, Phalgunan. And where's our timer? Okay. Akshay is here. All right. So I'm going to make it quick and short, Girija, since I'm glad that Phalgunan and Akshay have already given you their feedback. And I feel, as always, I've listened to your speech. I was the one who helped you out. I just have 2 things for you. One is that at the beginning, when you spoke about the quote, do not get into too much of clarification as to who the author of the quote is. Who's put that. Nobody is interested. To be honest, that's like, stick to the quote. And from that quote, when you moved into Dear Toastmasters, I'm going to narrate 2 incidents. Don't do that. The reason being because if you will tell your audiences beforehand what is the story they are going to listen to, that takes out the entire interest of the speech. So stick to the quote at the beginning, and then you get into the narration of the first instance. That's what we spoke about. Second thing, I feel you were way too fast in your speech, and that's why by the time you ended it, it was already green card. You still had another 2 good minutes to actually move ahead with your speech. So go at a slower pace. Why? Because you have so much of emotions in your speech that needs to come out, and I felt that I couldn't connect. Even though we've been trying to tell you that make it technical as per the ballot, but I know at the same time that along with that technicality which is in your head, you need to still connect with the audience. So ensure that you go play. You have good amount of 2 minutes with you. So go at your pace and do not divulge too much into over explaining the thing. Stick to the crux. So the ending of the speech, I feel you probably might want to rewrite it so that you stick out the best for your mother, wherein you say your mother, your maker. I think that point needs to come out, wherein you close the loop, and also with the quote wherein she helped you to lead your life and not depend on her. That absolutely needs to come out. And I'm sure Phalgunan has already covered the dramatic piece of it in the first story, wherein the voice modulation has to be there. So I think these pieces are definitely going to help you out to deliver a winning speech at the division level. That's it from my side. Thank you so much. I hand it back over to Toastmaster today.
Thank you, lead evaluator Toastmaster Sapna, but not so soon. You promised, right? So dear, this is for you. I walk slowly, but I never walk backward. Said by
Johnny.
No.
Johnny. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I walk slowly, but I never walk backward. Your perspective on this?
I think it's all about moving ahead in your life. There are two kinds of people. One who live in the future and one who always keep looking back as to how things were. And you will meet these kind of people. When if I look at it, I am someone who looks always at the future. I never look back. Because I feel that what has happened is my past. I can never go back and change, but I can learn from it probably, and that I can be better in my future. So this is my perspective on it.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Sapna, and a valuable perspective. Thank you to all the evaluators for your priceless evaluations, Toastmaster Sapna, Toastmaster Phalgunan, Toastmaster Akshay. Appreciate it. And I'm sure all the speakers also appreciate your feedback. And they will include it in the next, the time will be the next speech. Motivated, Toastmaster Akshay, can we have the timing for both, for all our evaluators?
Yeah, all the evaluators have qualified except for myself in the first part. I was 231 and Phalgunan was also 231 in the part.
Perfect. Thank you so
So
much.
it's like we are aware of the time, but it's that 1 second accuracy we still need to get.
That's right. Great.
I got it also that I lost some time. That's why it's time up.
Yeah. Well, moving forward, motivated leaders have a strong desire to work hard and do their best and give their best. They're driven by internal motivation. This internal motivation can easily transfer to people around them, and they are motivated too by their leaders' aspirations. When leaders say something, they give part of their knowledge and experience. When leaders say something, they give part of their knowledge and experience to humanity. That is the reason what they say stays imprinted in our minds. We see examples of this all around. Now, one for our guests. This is especially for our guests. So we'll have Hitesh, we'll have Mariamma. Okay, Rajshri is not here. All right, so Hitesh and Mariamma, this one is for you. Earn Your Leadership Every Day by Michael Jordan. He says, earn your leadership every day. Your perspective, your understanding about this.
With this, my perspective is when you enter into the boardroom, you just don't ask your team members the issues, and you don't start instructing your team members that, okay, with this problem, my assumption is this is the solution. You just sit back, relax, and give your opinion at the end. You listen to everyone's perspective, you collate everything, and then after the combined wisdom, you give a final statement. Because if you, as a leader, if you start right at the beginning, people will be hesitant to speak their minds. So you give them the opportunity to speak properly, give their feedback fearlessly, and then you form your assumption at the end. So as a leader, that is my take on this perspective. Thank you so much.
Okay. Well said. What about you, Hitesh?
So it was year 2017 when I joined as graduate engineer trainee. And the department that I was allotted to in our organization had this new head of department who also joined a month back. So this guy has like 15 years of industry experience, but not of the sort, like he has not handled all the portfolios that is given to him. So I learned from first 6 months is that this guy sits down with team like a friend, and he just asks questions. He behaves like a student. He never feels if somebody gives an upset feedback, if someone is not polished, but then says that this is not how it works, and he's like, okay, that's fine. He took his time and he learned everything. And then when after a year, when we saw him, he could lead in a very different way, and we were all happy. We were all satisfied the way he behaved with us, and that's what I learned the most, that You don't need to be a leader. You don't need to be a boss. You just need to be a very good learner and a friend. That's it. That's all it needs.
And that's how the person earns respect. Yes, absolutely. Right, right. Walk the talk. Wonderful. Awesome. Anybody else wants to share anything on this? Toastmaster Girija, Atul, Phalgunan, Akshay. Perfect. Having said that, I have something to, as we move forward, here is a cherry on the ice cream. It can't be all words, right? Leadership is not about just all about words. We also want to see some action. This clip that I will now be showing you is about the importance and necessity to stay healthy always. A healthy mind in an active body, as the saying goes. Who all agrees with me on this? We all agree, right? A healthy mind in a healthy body. And that's what makes us do good things. Say all these wonderful words, etc. Great. So here it is, some action to stay healthy that all of us can adopt. Are you ready to view it? Wonderful. Let me just share the screen. Give me a while. And I will want your feedback on this too, right? So here goes. Here goes.
Not able to see.
Can you
You're
see
not
it?
able to see, no.
You're not able to see it.
Your slide is visible. I think you will have to share your entire screen.
Okay. You cannot see it.
We were able to see that PPT slide which had the YouTube link was there. So we'll have to share the entire.
Okay. Can you see the slide?
We can see the slide. Not the PPT, not the video.
I don't know why this is not opening up.
Nirrmala,
No.
you can copy that link and paste in the chat. I'll share.
Can somebody help here?
Yeah, you can copy the link and paste in the chat. I'll share the video.
Yeah, I got. Yeah, okay, I understood this. Let me just go there. It took away the. Can you see this?
We can't see anything, Baba. We are able to see you, but we are able to listen to the Bhojpuri song.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute.
You share the link, then Akshay will share it. Yeah.
Yeah. Just 1 minute. I will just stop sharing. Let me share the screen once again. Just give me a while.
But one thing is sure, you are fond of Bhojpuri songs, it looks like.
Oh God. Let me see. Let me just share this 1 second. Just hold on. Let me give me a minute. Okay, is this visible? Is the screen visible? Okay, so this is
Yes.
what you need to do. Okay, it took away the, what do you call, the
Yes,
importance of the entire thing. Anyway,
screen.
having said this, yeah, wonderful. So having said this, it's important that a healthy mind in an active is an active mind, and so we stay healthy by doing this, right? Over to you, Toastmaster. We don't have over to you, President. Toastmaster Girija.
Thank you. Well, I adjourn the meeting.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
If you want to say
So
something,
if you
Mariamma,
can
if you could share.
make me the host, then I will be able to stop the recording.
Phalgunan, are you making Girija the host? I'm sorry, it took away the entire, what do you call? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think Phalgunan has to change me and make the host, then I'll be able to stop the recording. Or if you can stop the recording, fine, do it. Then it will be saved in my computer.
I have made you the host.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Yes. Right. So thank you so much. And really, I wanted to talk with Akshay and check out how we can go ahead with our social media. We have got to have a meeting and then do that. That's so very important.
I think the guests are also there. We can speak to Mariamma. How they left, yeah?
I think nobody's here.
Yeah, just left.
Left.
Okay, fine.
That's why I spoke about this.